Hi, it's me. Gonna do a overview and knife porn on this Royat frame lock stitch. This is my favorite knife design that I've ever held. I saw this once on YouTube somewhere, and I fell in love with the thing. And that was fucking forever ago. I've got a few videos up about my stitch problem. If you're interested, go find them to hear some more. But right now, I'm just going to be doing an overview and knife porn, aka teardown, for this wonderful piece of kit. Everywhere is T8 except for the pocket screw, which I have replaced because I'm me. And because the clip partially covers one of the body screws, I'm not going to start on this side. I'm going to start over here. On the show side. And these are very nice screws. Very nice screws. On the same level of what you get with the Fuel Rosie. Just instead of a 4mm, these are 5mm head size. Actual machined M2.5 thread size. And there we go. I had just fallen apart. Yep. These are not the bearings that it comes with. It comes with, I believe, they're right here. The actual skiff bearings right now are in my Fuel Mac 2 3.5 because I took the Chinese double row bearings out of that one that I had swapped in and threw it in here in the same kind of stacked configuration to make these 1.2mm thick bearings work. You see there is a washer there. Those washers come with these bearings from the Kudin's store. And together the bearing and the washer make up 1.6mm. Plus you don't have the bearing running directly on the blade material either, because it's sandwiched between the much smoother bearing washer. His blade is excellently done. Very clean lines. Very, very, I would say, perfectly symmetrical cutting bevel, edge bevel. Excellent attention to detail around that blade hole. Very clean lines. And very nearly perfectly symmetrical as far as I can tell. This thing has a perfect detent. I have not changed it at all. This is the lock bar pressure that it came with. Has a very nice lock bar insert there. And you can see that it has milling on the inside of the scales, has pocketing there for weight reduction. That could have been finished a little bit better, but it's internal. No points taken away from that. Look at that closed position stop pin. Holy God. That is solid. It's massive. Fucking massive. $8mm. That's the bloody size of the pivot on the stitch ram lock. Those backspacer standoffs remind me a lot of Hinderer. And not having a full solid backspacer in here lightens up this knife quite a bit as well. I prefer having a backspacer on my knives, but I'm also a sucker for the stitch. I have many of them. And one day plan to actually own a custom. There's 3 knives on my list. Brian Brown FSDI, a Fisher Battle, and a full custom Sebastian Berengi. Stitch. This thing is 120 Canadian dollars from the Jimyet EDC store. D2 blade. From what I can tell, it's been well heat treated. I have cut with this. I have run it lightly on my diamond stones, and it's a better blade steel than comes with this. This is 9CR18 that come with these tie fluted stitches. I believe this when they say it's D2. And it wouldn't surprise me if this were cryo D2, because I have a couple other D2 knives that feel just a touch bit softer than this. So very fucking phenomenal. Well done. A proper blade on a manual stitch. I have another frame lock manual stitch made by Samier, and it's S35VN, but poorly heat treated. It'll take a hell of an edge, but it won't keep it. I'm kind of more than halfway disappointed in it that way. But it has very similar pattern on the blade, and it has a full back spacer that has also been rocked, and it is not compatible. That particular one is wider, thicker this way. I think this is 4 millimeters, and the Samier is 5 millimeter. The pivot is not captured, but it is collared. It is a steel collar. This is not a screw on this side. This is a fake screw head. 5 millimeter pivot. It's very easy to go back together. I had to put Loctite on the pivot threads because they didn't want to. That screw wanted to back up and back off with some use. Now my pivot is a little loose, but there is nothing. This is so well done that the pivot could be almost completely loose. Look. It's so loose that it's spinning. The only thing keeping it together right now is the Loctite that's in the threads. There is no side to side. Almost every knife has a tiny bit of pivot lash. This is more than acceptable. I have more pivot lash from knives that I've gotten from Royat. And you saw me wipe this down. There's pretty much no lubrication right now on the detent ball or track. The pivot is there, but this is so well done that just tightening the body screws keeps the blade there, but it's not exactly centered. Right? So all we gotta do is tighten that up a little bit. But it runs, but it doesn't run right. So tighten that pivot. Now, instead of getting a second tool to hold this, what I do is I put it, well, I close it, and then I squeeze. What that does is push that barrel of the pivot enough to keep it from rotating freely. I have put this together slightly wrong. Dead centered. No lubrication on the detent right now. My pivot is still just a tiny bit loose. And this particular knife design benefits from multi-row. You can put more pressure on those bearings to control your action rather than relying on the lock bar pressure. Don't think my pivot is quite tight enough still. There we go. Now if I put some lubrication on there, this would be completely fall shut. So, or it should be completely fall shut. Let's do that. Go all the way. My pivot might be slightly too tight. Excellent. 120 Canadian dollars. What does that work out to? Like 87, 90 US dollars? I haven't even talked about pocket clip at all. It's excellent. It's milled. It's flat. It's not rounded. I would prefer if it were rounded, but whatever. That ramp is excellent. The lock bar relief cutout does not interfere with your pocket at all. And it is fairly deep carry. The only thing that's going to be sticking out of your pocket is that. Where is my scale? .6. I put up a video previously saying that this was 6.6. No, it's 5.6. Just shy of 5.6 ounces. This monster, by comparison, is 8 ounces in its current configuration. So at 5.6 ounces, this thing is a featherweight compared to the tie fluted stitch. Perfect detent. Excellent milling everywhere. Wonderful blade. Very pokey, very slicey. It's a stitch. It's a little thick behind the edge, but this one's better than most. Gorgeous blade at that. It sounds great. It runs great. Fit and finish is excellent. This glass blasted finish was perfect when it came to me, but it's getting little bits of snail trail from bang it up against things in my pocket. I usually wear these rings. It's just adding character and adding to that kind of stone-washed handle look. God, I love those machine screws. Hopefully, this is the last dedicated video that I make on this for a bit. You guys are probably getting sick of seeing this stitch. I don't know, let me know. If you want to see this compared to other knives in my collection, let me know that too. Anyway, see you in the next one. Bye.